All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and it's time for some community decks. That's right, you build them, I play them. Post them over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit if you want to get in on our subscriber day. Subscriber day, for those of you that are used to it being on Sunday, with my new schedule, I will no longer be able to stream on Sunday evenings. So, I may still come out with weekend videos from time to time, but I'll no longer be able to stream on Sunday evenings. So we're now going to be streaming Monday through Friday. Streaming Monday through Thursday and trying to post a video on Saturday. So that's going to be the new schedule going forward. So you uploaded a brew for the stream event on the Reddit. Yes, I seen it, and we actually only have 2 decks tonight, and was actually going to pull that deck and play it, and then I realized it was a Core Set 2020 deck. So, but I did see that, and it looks interesting. I'm interested in trying a lot of the new cards myself. So, absolutely, if you guys have decks, I guess I should go ahead and say we've got Wizard sponsored content coming up. So if you guys do have decks that you want to see played, that are M20 decks, even if they're just an idea that you want to try, make sure you get over to the Sideboard MTG subreddit and post your decks there. I'll be pulling up those decks during our event, the Wizard sponsored event, which will have access to all the cards for 24 hours. And if you guys have been with me the last few of those events, I try to stream a lot during those events. I think the first one I streamed like 14 hours, and then the second one was like somewhere between 10 and 12. So I do plan on putting in quite a few hours for this next event as well. Other than that, we have some more streamer or Wizard sponsored content. We have been selected to be the featured stream for a week. So Wizards is going to be sponsoring some arena content for us. Coming the second week of next month, which should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing that, and that sponsored content comes with some free arena cards, and I'll even have free packs to pass out to you guys by some way that I see fit. I actually figure we're going to be playing a lot of trivia in chat. I'll have over 100 packs to give out. No, not over 100 packs. I'll have exactly 100 packs to give out. So we'll have a ton of codes and things like that. So we'll be giving like 20 packs away, 20 packs a day away for 5 days that week. That week I will be streaming on Friday because I've agreed to stream for about 4 hours each day. So we're gonna have some fun. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. I was just picking up the cards from manatraders. That's how I got those cards. Manatraders is a rental service. I haven't done a commercial for them in a long time, but rental service, pay a flat yeah, big fat fee. Oh, that's every other AAA gaming company in the world. Oh my goodness. Manatraders is a system that allows you to pay a flat rate and have access to all the cards. So you basically get to play with pretty much anything and everything in Magic. There's a link in the description box. Coupon code SideboardMTG saves you 15% on your first 3 months if you go to sign up. Really good program. I've been using it for a couple years now, and I love manatraders, and I just wouldn't play Magic without having access to manatraders. If you do sign up, though, use the link. Helps me out. Let's see, we've got, you probably won't post until the whole set gets revealed, so you can have the full set to utilize. That's fine, Rocker. Absolutely. Does ManaTrader sponsor? In a way, yes and no. They don't actually sponsor you. I'm not actually sponsored by ManaTraders. What they do is if you can sell enough memberships, you get yours for free. So yeah, I mean you're basically helping the stream when you buy a membership. You're making sure that I can keep doing what I do. So yeah, thank you all who sign up for manatraders. Like seriously though, I wouldn't pitch the service if I didn't think it was a good program or it was a good service. My justification behind it is Netflix. I'm a Netflix and we're a Netflix and Hulu kind of family. All right, like if you can't watch it on YouTube, Netflix, or Hulu, we pretty much just don't watch it at my house. So, you know, between manatraders, Netflix, and Hulu, that's three services a month that are just they're bills in my house, right? Like you just set that aside and you say, hey, we got to have this. So that's basically what I do. The smallest package of manatraders is the same price as Netflix or Hulu. You've got another brew you're working on. You'll say this is called Teferi Prison Warden. Oh my goodness. Isn't he already a prison warden? You're going to submit your Blue-Red Wizards deck soon. Sweet. Justin, you are definitely guaranteed a deck. All the patrons are guaranteed a deck. Like, if you will post a deck, patrons, if you will post a deck, those of you that are my $10 patrons and you're guaranteed a deck once a month, like, I know a lot of you guys don't care about posting decks. You just want to help support the channel. But I'm telling you, if you will post a deck over on the Patreon, send it to me. I'll play it during the streamer event. So there'll be there's a lot of time, a lot of stream time that's going to be there that day. So I mean, if you got a deck, post it. There's a good chance it's going to get played. Of course, I'm going to go with the ones that have the most votes first, and then just kind of work my way down the list from there. But yeah. As far as sponsorship goes, though, Chris, if you could get a few of your buddies to sign up for manatraders, you could potentially get your own manatraders for free. So it's pretty good. Rule of Law with Baby Teferi is going to be stupid. Yeah. The new card that will actually get permanents back from the graveyard that went to the grave from the battlefield to the graveyard that turn. That card's going to be pretty broken too. You're no longer going to fear down ticking your Teferis and things like that. Imagine using something like an Ixalan's Binding, and they pop your Ixalan's Binding, and I don't know, maybe destroy something else, and at end of turn you get your Ixalan's Binding and that other permanent back. It's going to be broken. It's going to be broken. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, check out the spoiler video. We're talking about some spoilers that I did earlier today. There's a video up for that and the recent videos, but yeah, that's the point. He's going to be pretty stupid. Teferi's just going to get better, right? Plus, Blue Leyline lets us play around your own. Lets you play around your own Rule of Law. Doesn't? I thought can't superseded can. Oh, okay, because each player can only play one spell per turn. You'll play a spell on your turn, then you'll play another spell on their turn. All right, I get where you're coming from there, Seth. All right, cool. Let's talk about this little beauty in front of us. I know you guys have been staring at it for a few moments now. This is a Saproling deck, right? We seen green black Saprolings when these cards first started coming out. They were really cool, and you know, we seen them. We played with the green black Saps deck for a little while, and then it just kind of fell away. We all know that they can be fairly powerful in certain builds. The card Tindershoot Dryad can completely get out of hand on you. Once you ascend and you've got this Tindershoot Dryad going, I mean, you're looking at making your Saprolings into 3/3s, which is pretty sweet. I actually really like Tindershoot Dryad, and if you've ever played Verdant Force, come on. Almost knocked my coffee over, right? Don't want to do that. Now, God Eternal Bantu, enter the battlefield, sack a bunch of saps. Because we sacked a bunch of saps, you know, now we're going to deal a bunch of damage, and, you know, we gain life. Then we're going to draw cards due to sacking those saps to God Eternal Bantu. We can cast saps at instant speed. We can cast multiple saps. We can kick it to get even more saps with our Saproling migrations. We've got Spore Crown Thallid, which will, you know, each other creature you control that's a fungus or a Saproling will get a +1/+1. We've got Fungal Infection, which is actually really good, right? It's surprising how good this card is. This card will just, like, take you by surprise. We got Llanowar Elves to help have more mana so that we can get into things like a kicked Saproling migration, stuff like that. I'm showing the stream is still good. Maybe we're not. Someone confirm. All right. So this is Madness's deck. The deck's pretty sweet. It's fairly easy on the converted mana cost, so I'm not even going to fight over the mana base. You do need quite a few, green sources or untapped green sources to have this come in on turn 1. I think it's like 14 untapped sources to be able to make sure this can be played on turn 1. But other than that, I wouldn't sweat anything in the deck. We've got Verosco Golgari Queen, which honestly, right now, she has never looked so good. I mean, she's pretty. Like, look at her. But actually, in this picture, she's not the most gorgeous they've drawn her. But moving on. She's in the best spot she's been in quite some time. Killing Little Teferi, killing Narset, things like that. Absolutely terrific. I'm kind of liking 4-mana Verosca. In the sideboard, we've got cards like Unbreakable Formation to be able to help against creature matchups, or even help against board wipes and things like that. Matter of fact, we may actually want it more for the board wipes than we do creature matchups. But if you have a bunch of Saprolings down, and you've played an Anthem or two, whether it's a Tindershoot Dryad or a Radiant Destiny or a Thallid, and then you Unbreakable Formation, give that extra +1/+1 counter, give them Vigilance, and that Indestructible, you can just get in there. I was about to say get sideways, but with Vigilance, I know some of you would get me in the comments talking about, you wouldn't get sideways, you've got Vigilance, right? Anyway, moving on. We're good, by the way. We have a new Legendary Dragon. Oh, Legendary Dragon. 4 and red. Whenever it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target. Then it deals 3 damage to up to 2 other What? I've got to look this up. Wow. Yo, Eric, my standard blue-white control deck is so hardcore. It should be on a certain hub website. Want to see? Space Marine over here is talking about he's got some magic porn. Glory. Oh, man. Oh, good old Glory be. That dragon was good, right? That was the best dragon we had since what? Thundermaw Hellkite? Hey, you don't like Thundermaw Hellkite, I'm telling you, I like me some Thundermaw Hellkite. But when Thundermaw Hellkite was around, people were trying to do Lingering Souls on you, and you would just laugh, and then you'd play your Thundermaw Hellkite and mess people up. Anyway, I've got to look at this. I've got to look at this new dragon. Maybe we'll do that after the games. We'll play the first 2 games and then go look and talk about some spoilers, because I didn't actually get to talk with you guys live when I was doing spoilers earlier. As a spoiler video, I didn't update my chat, so I didn't have chat to talk to. So Jank says you just posted a deck if I want to use it as a third deck. I actually just addressed that. I think we're going to pull up some spoilers after this. Oh, glory be. Glory bringer. Anyway, we've also got some Ixalan's Binding. We have 4 copies of Duress to help in the control matchup. Some cast downs for, killing stuff. Kaya Orzhov Usurper. I don't know exactly what matchup I would really bring this in against, but I can think of quite a few different cards that if I see people playing them, I would probably bring this in for the -1, right? If I think they got some graveyard mechanics or something like that, I might bring it in just for the +1 to eat certain things out of their graveyard. So just depending, yay or nay to the Kaya Orzhov Usurper. Madness, since you're here, I do want to ask the question, is this really just here for graveyard hate? And if it is really just here for graveyard hate, did you consider Ashiok? I know Ashiok may not be quite as powerful as Kaya Orzhov Usurper, but she's not, or it's not that bad. I don't know if Ashiok's male or female. I'm lost on that one. She might be a female. Ashiok's a demon and just doesn't care, right? If it's here for graveyard hate, I think I would go with the Ashiok was a guy. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Um, it's there for niche matchups. All right. So that's the same thing I was thinking. Ashiok taxes the mana base quite a bit. All right. Fair enough. I get that double black would tax the mana base a bit. I noticed that the mana base was actually very um, yeah. I seen the mana base was like that, but you know, tis what it is. What? Xavier, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much, Xavier. I appreciate it. As you understand, it's genderless. They announced. Now it doesn't really have a gender. Okay, so Ashiok was once alive before it became a horror or demon or man, I don't even know if Ashiok's a demon or not now. Y'all have gotten me questioning everything. Is this even real life? Oh. All right, at Assassin's Trophy and Tristani Discordant. Tristani's actually really, really good against the Command of the Dreadhorde decks. And Assassin's Trophy, well, we know this is one of the better removals that we have access to, as far as just not very restrictive. The major restriction with it is, you know, we don't always want to give our opponent that extra land, so trust nothing. You're so right. Trust nothing. All right. Well, looks like Red Swag is going to be our opponent. It explains what happens before his spark. Okay, so before he had a spark. All right. Well, cool. We won the dice roll. We're going to be on the play. What can we do? On turn 2, we can play a Thallid. That's probably really bad. I can't think if we can get a hand that would be better than this, though. We've got land. We can get to a Tendershoot Dryad. I think I'll just keep. I really do. Our opponent's deciding on whether or not they're going to mulligan. Tristani dies to fry. Oh, yeah. Tristani can be fried. You know what else? The Murmuring Mystic dies to fry too. We should have a new Origins set for some of the other walkers. That would be really cool. That would actually be really cool. Now that the Gatewatch is going to go do their thing, right? They're gonna. Wait a minute. Let's go this way, right? They're just gonna disappear. What? That was corny. That was corny. I won't do that again. I'm sorry. Overgrown Tomb, tap, pass. All in all, though, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it now that the Gatewatch is spreading out to go back to an Origins set for all of the other, or not all, but you know, whatever the next set of Planeswalkers we're going to be following around would be. So that would be interesting. Radiant Destiny on 3. It's not horrible. So we'll just, I'm not calling Fungus. I'm going to call Saproling with Radiant Destiny. He's like, uh-oh, I'm against a Spore deck. But, turn 4, we're looking at create 3 1/1 green Saprolings, which, if he doesn't remove this Thallid, then they're going to be 3/3s. Red Swag isn't playing a red deck, you traitor! Maybe he's a retired, extremely dangerous Swag, right? Maybe it's a Bruce Willis. You never know. You just never know. So probably just going to play the Isolated Chapel into the Radiant Destiny here. Still going to play the Isolated Chapel. I'm not 100% sure if I want to play the Radiant Destiny yet. So if I just play Saproling Migration, I can get in for a lot more damage next turn. But then that puts Radiant Destiny at not being played until much later down the line, and I could always keep my instant speed. I'm going to take a turn off, and we're going to play the Radiant Destiny. Call Saps. This could be wrong. My plan is, though, since turn 4 is more than likely just going to be either Spore Swarm or Saproling Migration. If we keep hitting land, though, I might just play the Spore Swarm and hold Saproling Migration to kick it. If we kick Saproling Migration with a Tindershoot Dryad on the battlefield, we're about to have a good day. It's going to be a good day. You wonder if they will ever ban Chain Whirler. If they do, they should probably ban Baby Teferi. Yeah, Chain Whirler is not getting banned, man. Chain Whirler is not getting banned. That ship is already sailed and is on his way back home, man. They're about to head into dry dock. I just don't see them banning a card like that unless all of a sudden in this new set something came out and it somehow Chain Whirler just destroyed everything. Maybe then they would ban Chain Whirler, but for right now, Chain Whirler is actually really, really good for the meta. Chain Whirler is actually one of the things that helps keep Baby Teferi in check. I mean, even if they bounce like your Runaway Steamkin or something, you can always just turn 3, play the Chain Whirler. You've dealt with the Teferi, and you can kind of go from there. We are continuing to hit these lands. I'm going to pass turn here. I'm going to see if we can use this instant speed to our advantage. Now, if we do get down this Tindershoot Dryad, like the reason I'm going for the Saproling or the Spore Swarm is because if he does decide he wants to counter something, then he'll more than likely be tapped out and will not be able to counter the Tindershoot Dryad. Do we play Spore Swarm and block here? Do we attempt to? Sure, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So if I block and he can kill Radiant Destiny or the Thallid, then I kind of get blown out. However, if okay, all right, so the plan worked. He did use his counter spell, so we'll get down Tindershoot Dryad. Perfect. I'll take it. I'll take it. Value. Punchy, punchy. Chances of him having something that will kill this is pretty high. The beauty of it, though, is I will probably get at least one sap out of it. So, I mean, that's not horrible. So we'll swing for 2, pass the turn, and here we go. And away we go. So now the big threat actually moves to Tindershoot Dryad. If he has removal, it has to go to Tindershoot Dryad, which means Spore Crown Thallid safe for a little while at least, right? These become 5/5s right now if we hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness, let me play a land. Actually, if he doesn't kill anything this turn, we just automatically do it next turn, right? I hope I draw a playable off the top. So I can go Land of War Elves into playable spell and then save the Saproling Migration for the turn after that. Seems like that'd be good. You think you might just carry over some brew ideas from last season into this season? Yeah, that sounds perfectly reasonable. Like that sounds very reasonable to just bring some stuff over. Well, we're definitely going to let this happen. Should we do it, George? I think we should do it, George. We like to pay 2. I'm going to pay 2. And I'm going to play this with kicker. Our opponent's tapped out. I mean, we know he's going to block this with something. We just don't know exactly what. If he's got Spell Pierce here, I'm going to be mad. Annoying that God's Willing was reprinted into Standard. Really? I mean, we've got a board state right now, okay? Like, we're playing against Sultai, and we have a board state. I don't know who's playing Sinister Sabotage right now, but there's Sultai deck. Oh, yeah. You gotta do something now, opponent. They used to... They used to space to introduce Vivian. You felt like Moo was in the same space, new planeswalkers in space to learn a little about here. Maybe, right? Like, we know that there's infinite planes and in the multiverse out there, and like, yeah, I would assume that they can keep coming up with more walkers, and they should have all kinds of lore that they could, you know, write these backstories for and things of that nature. He paid for it. I am about to get Cry the Carnarium here. This is about to happen. This is so about to happen. Uh-oh. That's a ritual set, isn't it? That's what that is. Nope, nope. 6 mana. I'm scared. I'm scared, chat. 6 mana. Protection was your favorite mechanic when you started playing. Protection's a pretty good mechanic. It's I liked Shroud. Shroud's pretty decent. Really? Casualties of War? Are you serious? And you're gonna get my enchantment? Oh, opponent. Give me a Radiant Destiny or another Tender Shoot off the top. Alright. Alright, opponent. Come on, value off the top. Let's go. We got it, chat. We got our land back. Is there any point to playing this Land of Wealth? Let's see. Let's say if he blocks 2 of these, we have... How many get through? So if he blocks 2, he takes 10. He's at 9. Alright, he scooped before I could... He figured it out before I did. Yeah, I was thinking Finale. When he tapped 6 mana, I thought we were done with. She looks Kamigawa-ish. Oh. Alright, so there's been a lot of people talking about return to Kamigawa, you know, and I expect it. I expect Magic to take us back somewhere like that. I also expect, with the new Netflix series, for us to, at some point, go back into, you know, maybe back into Kaladesh or somewhere like that. I expect us to go down Chandra's path. I know that we're not going to be on the Gatewatch as much, but I do expect us to go down Chandra's path. If the Netflix series becomes big and people like Chandra, Wizards is going to definitely try to capitalize on that. I know they're already capitalizing on it with the 3 Chandras coming out next set, but still. There's a good chance that he's one of the decks that could actually try to steal our stuff. So I'm not going to go with so much of a go wide strategy this time, as I am more of a control strategy. So I'm going to take out the Radiant Destinies. I'm bringing in Cast Down, maybe even Unbreakable Formation. I'll take out. See, Fungal Infection's an interesting card, right? Because with Fungal Infection, you can kill all the... You can kill all the explore creatures like Jade Light Ranger and Merfolk Branchwalker before they actually get to explore. But if you're tapping out, you don't really get to do that. Maybe Duress is not as needed as I think it is. I think I'm going to take out God Eternal Bantu because I don't plan on having enough to really get rid of. And then I'm going to say Spore Swarm. I'm going to reduce the number of Spore Swarms. And since I brought in some more 5-drops, I'm going to reduce Tristani. Maybe we'll just take... Maybe I'll just take out 1 fungal infection. That's probably not right, but our opponent's not playing like a normal version of Sultai, if you will. So I don't know exactly how I would how I'd want to like sideboard that, but I know that I don't want to fill up on 5-drops, right? And I don't want to go overboard on like taking out all my removal either, because then he could have one of those draws where he's just like Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light, and then all of a sudden he's just going to beat me down with creatures. And so I do need some way to deal with creatures, even if it's just trying to kill Kefnet and try again later. I didn't bring in the Ixalan's Bindings because maybe I should have. Maybe Ixalan's Binding would have been the better way to do it. But I just didn't bring them in because I thought, one of the only things I'm really going to be trying to bind is probably a Kefnet. And if I do bind a Kefnet, then he's just going to get put back in the deck anyway. So, yeah. You was getting at, you like Vivian and M19. We have nothing but a profile page and card or two, so they could use a set like they did with Viv. Tie her in with Chandra somehow, maybe. See, I think Watley, Sahili, and Vivian need to get together. Oh my goodness. They're going to be with Chandra. Girl power. No offense, ladies. No offense. But y'all are killing it right now, right? Like, everything's girl power. So, hey, good on you, ladies. I assume that we're going that direction. So, alright, so we're going to land War Elves into Slimefoot? This is okay. Yeah, I'm down with this hand. This hand's gonna be all right. I mean, he's probably gonna kill a Land War Elf here, and if he does, we have a backup 2-drop with Saproling Migration. If he allows it, just jump straight into Slimefoot and go from there. I mean, I could play just Saproling Migration on 2, but I want to get the Slimefoot down. If this is a Wild Growth Walker, I'll probably just kill it, though. It's not a Wild Growth Walker. This is a blue and a black. Thought Erasure. Well. Bye-bye, Varaska. I don't know. He may actually kill the... or take the cast down. He took Varaska. Well, when Liliana's done being manhunted, right? Well, somebody needs to let the rest of the Gatewatch know, or the rest of the Oath Takers. Somebody needs to let them know that Gideon did that on his own. So, yeah, whatever. Land! I need land! One of them needs to be white. If we get Saproling Migration down and then get some +1/+1 counters put on everything, it'd be a good day. Be a good day. What you got? Jade Light here? Nope. Another Thought Erasure. Well, there goes Unbreakable Formation. He has to catch that Ritual of Soot. So one of the games I want to play for our Wizard sponsored content is going to be Call That Top Deck, right? Or Call the next play. So I'll basically, at the end of our opponent's turn or something like that, I'll ask chat to call a top deck, right? I'm just gonna cast this for 2. I'll ask chat to call a top deck. Whoever in chat is the first person to say what card we're about to top deck, doesn't matter if you call Swamp or whatever, you'll win a pack. Right? If I may, ask chat, hey, call our opponent's next play, right? And chat can do that sort of thing. Whoever calls our opponent's next play, we'll do a pack that way. So again, we're gonna have like 20 packs a day to give out for 5 days. 100 packs. That's gonna be pretty cool. Um, and so we're just gonna get to play a lot of little games and things like that, and you guys get to get some packs out of it. We're gonna have. Yep, yeah, kind of figured that was coming. So it wasn't Ritual of Soot. I was expecting Ritual of Soot. Crown the Carnarium, that's okay. We will try to survive here. The opponent's only got 2 cards left in hand, though. So if we can take his best one, that wasn't fun. I didn't want to have to take that. I wanted to take the Casualties of War. I lose another land. I don't know. I had to take Search for Escanta. Search for Escanta would be the way our opponent would dig out of this. So we know our opponent still has Casualties of War in hand. So we'll. Do I need to make that bigger so you guys can? There, we'll do that. All right. What'd you get, opponent? Is it better than my non-land? Huh? Huh? Oh, we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting there. One more land and we can start activating him and just making Saprolings. We'll probably do that until we draw our 5th land, if this isn't dead yet. Hey, serious question. Do you play decks free of charge, or do I want donations? Like if you just want to guarantee that it gets played, it requires a donation. If you post the deck over on the Sideboardmtg subreddit and it gets votes, then it gets played for free on our sub day, which is Mondays. So what? John's taking a break? No one plays my decks no more. Well, if you'll post it over on the Sideboardmtg subreddit, easy on the profanity. All right, we try to be rated E for everyone, but most of the time it is still a little mature around here with innuendos and things like that. But we try not to be too over the top with it. That doesn't always work though. All right. Do we get to get rid of the? Cry scares me. Enter the God Eternal scares me. I can deal with Cry of the Carnarium though. Enter the God Eternals kills Tindershoot Dryad, kills Tristani. Of course, so does Casualties of War. He's closer to casting Enter the God Eternals than he is. If he casts Enter the God Eternals, I can cast down the zombie. We do what we gotta do, right? If he hits land, he goes Enter the God Eternals. I cast down the zombie, which he knows about my cast down. He knows that I'm going to cast down the zombie, right? So I just have to deal with that, right? Like, he's got a kill spell for my creature. I'll deal with that. And then we'll be able to get Tristani down. After Tristani's down, we can play Tindershoot Dryad, which means he'll then have to find a card to deal with Tristani. After he's dealt with Tristani, then he can cry the Carnarium away all of these, and maybe by then he'll be dead. Oh man, I'm hoping, guys. Kind of hard when the profanity is in your name. Yeah. I won't swear too much. Yeah. It's just every time you type is. Oh. I'm not compromising there. I ain't changing my name. You're alright, Space Marine. You're alright. People have the right to be called whatever they want, even if they do want to be a Space Marine. Jarhead. I wish you could GIF react me so bad. I don't know why YouTube doesn't make that a feature. Jun Aristocrat Standard for Sub Mondays Reddit. Like this. You'll need to go over to the Reddit. You'll actually have to go to the Reddit. Or if you want that to pop up, you just need to type !Reddit. No, he found another way to deal with it. He got a Veroska's contempt. Oh, my bad. I am just now at 4 mana. I thought I was at 5. Yeesh. Resh. Well, it's got a cooldown on it, and since Madness just used it, you'll have to wait like 30 seconds before you can use it. Commands have cooldowns on them. I think the shortest you can make them is like 15 seconds, but I'll call it out for you though. RD Mangle posted a deck over on the Sideboardmtg subreddit. If you guys want to check that out, go over there and check it out. Looks like it's a Jun Aristocrats deck for Standard. Should be a lot of fun. So go over there and vote for it, and we'll play it next week. Cooldowns? What is this? Watered down MMORPG? No. This is a AAA title. Time walls and paywalls and everything else. Our opponent just gave up. He's like, I am done with this. This is over. I am so sick of not getting a land. Opponent just tilted and quit. Your opponent has disconnected. You guys can't see it, right? Your opponent is disconnected. That means he just closed the game out. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And it was over. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Does it have surprise mechanics? Oh, we're gonna have to have a coffee time about this. No, but it does have unskippable ads. Have you guys seen that? NBA has put unskippable ads in a $60 game. yeah. Oh my goodness. Not even loading screens, ladies and gentlemen, right? Not even loading screens. It's an ad that you can't skip that comes up all the time in between every game. Apparently they can update the ad, if you connect to the internet, and with updates we'll update the ad, but yeah. That's 2 weeks in a row your deck's made people quit the game. It worked pretty good, Madness. The deck actually performed, man. Press F to pay respects. Oh. If EA made Cyberpunk 2077, you have to pay to play the next level, right? Hey, all, just woke up and tuned in. Have a nasty cold. What's going on? Well, Dragon Lord, we just used Madness's Abzan Saprolings deck. At one point, we had like 30 power on the battlefield. Then a Tendershoot Dryad got killed, and we still would have beat him. Our opponent got tilted and scooped there on the end. We were on like turn 10 or 11. Somebody can go back and rewind it and tell me exactly what turn we're on, but we were quite a ways into the game, and neither one of us had more than 4 lands, so yeah. Yeah. Let's see. You think you shared it over there? Never used the Reddit before, but for some reason you have a Reddit account. Weird. There you go. What are you talking about, Mangle? Let's see. You missed them from the early 90s to the early 2000s? You talking about like games? Or you miss EA from that time, right? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of game companies out there that want to give us good games and stuff like that, but there's also a lot of companies out there that are they're after that dollar. They want. It seems like all the big game companies want what World of Warcraft created, but they're trying to go too far, going off the back of other companies. that started doing what World of Warcraft did, and but they also want in on all of this other microtransaction stuff. The big one is companies want you to love their game, stick around, put massive amounts of time into their game, and then keep paying that like premium, right? Um, you missed you missed the Eric showing of the fungus. Look, all right, this is Madness's fungus. All right, this ain't got nothing to do with me. This ain't mine. This is Madness's. Um, EA has caused ultimate death of so many other companies it should be considered murder in the first degree. Should be crime against gamers, right? Tier 1 Jank checked it out for you there. Space Marine seems like it posted just fine, and if you get some votes, man, we'll play your deck next Monday. It's the fungus you've been growing in the corners as you watch my videos in the dark. What we tell you about growing them shrooms? Huh? You got the green light set up and everything? Your lamp is on this time, by the way. I need to fix lamp. I miss lamp. I miss looking over my shoulder and there being lamp. So I'll have to fix that. What else we got? We've got another deck. We've got another deck. Should I talk about this deck a little bit before we quit? It performed really well, Madness. Like it really did, man. You probably don't need so many Spore Swarms. Tindershoot Dryad, I would seriously consider a Tristani in the main board and one of these Tindershoots in the sideboard. Like some small sideboard things that I did would probably be like if I was forced to run this deck, it would probably be very close to something like this. Honestly, though, as far as Radiant Destiny goes, I don't know how much I like that card, but I don't know. I kind of like where you're at here with this. I think this just gives you more variance, right? I get that you're on the Saproling thing though, so Slimefoot would be my next cut. If I cut anything else, I'd probably cut down on one Slimefoot. I guess Spore Swarm's fine. Like I don't know anything else I would put in the slot, unless I just wanted a little bit more removal, and then maybe it would just be like an extra Ixalan's Binding, and in that case I would probably just run it like that, right? That's the only thing I would want out of this deck, is a little bit more removal. So maybe that Ixalan's Binding main board. You don't want to get on to too much instant speed stuff because there's a world of Teferis out there, right? So yeah, I agree. I can't argue Destiny much in a deck that goes this wide, right? Like that's serious. March of the Multitude, there you go. And the Angel Enchantment is fun in here. You have them in your version. See, March of the Multitudes is one of could be really, really good. If you did put a March of the Multitudes in, I would probably take out one Slimefoot to stow away. Other than that, though, I kind of like everything you got going on. Although the more cards like March of the Multitude and Tristani you put in the deck, the more you want to run more Tristanis and less Tindershoot Dryads. So yeah, I get that as well. So yeah, I wouldn't come too far off of the fungi. Anyway, let's move on to where's our other deck? Where's my other deck? There it is. Proliferate. Alright, so let's update this really quick. Oh wow. We got some old, what is that? Mask? Magistrate's Scepter. 4, tap it, put a charge counter on the Scepter, remove 3 charge counters from the Scepter, take an extra turn after this one. I mean, I guess when you get to going with tons of mana, you could do that. All right, so let's take a look at the general idea of this deck, right? All right, so this is a Tameo deck, It could be a lot of things, but this is a Tamiyo deck. Without Tamiyo, this deck doesn't work. All right, so we're actually going to get to play with a couple cards that a lot of us haven't really played with that much, right? We got Yangu, Wildcraft, and we're just going to call him Wildcrafter and move on, right? Yangu, I guess it's Yangu. I'll call him Yangu. Madness translation, please. You're always good at that. Or pronunciation, please. Anyway, Yangu's pretty cool. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has tap, make mana. You can put a 1/1 counter on target creature, so we can just minus him to put a 1/1 counter on our Incubation Druid. Now our Incubation Druid, Yangu, Yangu. All right, so we're just gonna go with Yangu. All right, he's Yangu. Like Johnny Appleseed. He is a. Whoa! Wait a minute. Doesn't he have a pan on his head in one of the other pictures or something like that? Is that what it is? We also get Kiora, which allows us to untap something like an Incubation Druid or something like that. Yang is Johnny Appleseed for now. Hey, Johnny Appleseed's responsible for why the West was drunk. Okay. Who in chat said their favorite mechanic was protection? I think that was Madness there, Mangle. Alright, so we've got Flux Channeler. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Proliferate. Okay, so we cast a Planeswalker, Proliferate. We cast Commence the Endgame, Proliferate. Plane-wide Celebration. Alright, so this is the other big card in the deck, right? Choose 4. You may choose the same mode more than once. So we can create Citizens. We can create, which are 2/2s. We can create Citizens. We can return target permanent card from our graveyard to our hand. We can proliferate. We can gain 4 life. Alright, so the idea here is if you can proliferate 3 times, you can proliferate 3 times, make a citizen, downtick Tamiyo, put Plane-wide Celebration back into your hand. Then next turn, you get to cast Plane-wide Celebration yet again. You read this card as Proliferate times 4, right? Well, we need it to read as Proliferate 3, make a dude, right? So that's kind of where we're at. We can also say Proliferate 3, give me back Tamiyo from the graveyard to the battlefield, or to our hand. So then we can replay the Tamiyo and downtick. So the idea here is to downtick and get a Plane-wide Celebration back. Once we have Plane-wide Celebration back, we can now downtick Tamiyo every single turn for Plane-wide Celebration and make a bunch of dudes, right? I think the first time that I cast Plane-wide Celebration, if I had a Tamiyo on, if I had a Tamiyo that could downtick, I would probably just make all dudes. Then downtick Tamiyo and get my Plane-wide Celebration back. I don't know. We'd have to see what the board state's like. Because we're proliferating, though, this is a great deck for Nissa. I'm a little bit curious as to why the green landfall proliferate creature was not in the deck. I can't think of the name of it right now. I know it exists. It's like Evolutionary Sage or something like that. But I can't for the life of me figure out why we have that over Flux Channeler, but I like Flux Channeler. So, by the way, you feel like I've been on an unconscious mission to make Selesnya combinations work in Standard. You've been trying hard, sir. Yeah, that's the one, Evolution Sage. Okay, so it's Evolution Sage, not Evolutionary. Yeah, see, of course I got it wrong. Of course I got it wrong. Anyway, that's the big gist of this deck. That's what we want to do. If we can't do that, then we get back something like a Commence the End Game, so that we can draw a bunch of cards, or draw a few cards anyway, and then make a huge dude. So this is another one of those decks that should be a lot of fun, especially if we can get it to go off. Finale of Revelation. I actually haven't cast or read this card in quite some time. Draw X cards if X is 10 or more. Instead, shuffle your graveyard into your library. Draw X cards. Untap up to 5 lands. And if you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game, exile this thing. Whew. All right. In all fairness, you think Flux Channeler has more potential since it procs off non-creature spells? Fair enough. Okay, so this is Sir Eccles' deck, right? Yeah, this is Sir Eccles' deck. I don't know why I thought it was Saffron's deck. Tier 1 Jank Eccles. Yeah. You know the infinite combo with Sorin Famished Paladin and Sorin Sorcerer's Wand? Yeah. Yeah, we know that combo. Matter of fact, we played it with we played Deb's budget version of it just a few days ago, or last week sometime. I think it was like Tuesday. Dev built a budget version of that deck, and we played that. So, all right, let's take a look at the sideboard, and then we'll jump into some gameplay. We've got Spell Pierce, love it. I don't know, this is my favorite counter in Magic right now, until that new one gets printed, and then I like that one. We've got Narset's Reversal, another really cool counter spell. Doesn't actually counter it, but I've cast a lot of remands in my life, and always felt pretty decent about it. This puts their spell back in their hand, and then we get a copy of it. So it's not remand draw card, but it's pretty good. Anyway, we've also got some Kasmina's. Kasmina's pretty cool. Yes, spells your opponent casts that target a creature or planeswalker you control cost 2 more to cast, so it does make it harder for them to, to target out our creatures and stuff. But I actually like making 2/2 wizards and then getting the loot ability off of them. That's pretty sweet. And then Kasmina can just kind of sit around and just make sure it's a bad day for anyone trying to, destroy your planeswalkers. I'm guessing these 4 are in here because this deck's all about you do this or else, right? So this is just another draw spell, allowing us to dig into the deck, find a permanent card. More than likely we'll be looking for like a planeswalker or something. Then we've got Incubation Incongruity, which will also help us look for creature cards, but we can also use it as exile. Incongruity is actually a really good card to exile things. Excuse me. Tacos. Exile target creature. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard. So yeah. Blast Zone. It's a pretty good card. Like, if we were only going to be on a 2-colored deck, I'm assuming that I would probably just put this main board. Blast Zone would probably just be main board for me. But we do have enough planeswalkers that these mobilized districts are going to be great. So, I kind of like what you got going on here, Sir Eccles. We're going to jump into some gameplay and see what happens. We're against Nuclear Spider. There is another in Modern with Walking Ballista, Vraska Swarm's Eminence, and giving the Ballista Death Touch. Yeah, so that's the old Basilisk Collar Cunning Spark Mage tech. This hand's fine. We can turn to Johnny Appleseed, or we can turn to a Flux Channeler and then start Johnny Appleseed. There's no point in that. There's absolutely no point in that because we won't have... There's no point in Yang on 2, though. So Yang on 2 is actually useless. Flux Channeler is just set up. I mean, I guess if we Channeler on 2, and then Yang on 3, put a +1/+1 counter on Flux Channeler. Hinterland Harbor seems fine here. Yeah, this way we at least have a creature to put a +1/+1 counter on. I mean, maybe we could have Yanged and just put a +1/+1 counter on Llanowar Elf, but I'm not really interested in trying to get sideways with Llanowar Elf. Do I Tameo here? Only if they're crawling on your toes at 12 a.m. while you're playing Life is Strange on your school laptop. What? Spiders? How do you beat spiders? Burn them all. Oh my goodness, these are good cards. Okay, so this really makes me want to Tameo this turn. This way, next turn I can go Incubation Druid. No, because then I still don't get a +1/1 counter on anything. Like, so, like, do I need to push +1/1 counters here, or do I need to push? So next turn I don't get to Tameo. Like, I don't get to double spell next turn, right? If I Tameo this turn, I do. If I don't Tameo this turn, I can hit for 4 this turn. This is not exactly how I wanted to do things, but this is okay. Yeah, we don't have any counters. I mean, hit for 4 seems okay. Alright, so now he's going to make an army, and he'll make an army, and we'll see what he's got. Hit that like button, people! But the channeler can't proliferate itself. Proliferate don't work like that. It can proliferate itself. And now it adds mana of any color. Oh, I didn't think about that. So I can still double spell next turn. I so forgot about Jang. We want to proliferate all dims. All dims. That's okay. I'm gonna pull this deck list back up. What do we want to call here? I think we want to just call Plane Wide Celebration. Let's do that. Plane Wide Celebration. Alright, so we hit Nissa, who shakes the world. We hit Land, Incubation Druid, and another Tameo. We do have a blocker here, though. I mean, if he wanted to, he could get in there and kill Jang. Uh-oh. Hadana's climb. Does he flip the climb? Are you going to flip the climb? He flipped the climb. He's going to flip the climb. That doesn't kill Tameo, though. Uh-oh. Oh, the cast down. Oh. Oh, the pain. Not cool. Tell me you want to kill one of my other walkers. No? He's at 14. I can hit him for 8, 9 right now. I can hit him for 9, or I can draw some more cards. I kind of want to just hit him for, like, just smack him right now. Alright, so the idea would be Mobilize District, put a +1/1 counter on Mobilize District. And then, does Mobilize District have Vigilance? It does have Vigilance. Yeah. I could also take this up to 3, or I could plus one counter here. That would be, this would be a 3/3, and this would be a 5/5. He'd go back to 2, 3/3, and a 5/5. I mean, that's still hitting for 8 this turn. Just going to pass the turn. I'm just putting a single +1/1 counter on Land of War Elf, and then I'm just going to pass the turn. Depending on how he attacks here, probably just going to block with our Flux Channeler. Alright, well, we're not blocking with the Flux Channeler. Alright, so he's going to hit me for 8 in the air. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah. I think this is okay. I mean, granted, he's gaining a ton of life here. There's not a lot I can do about it, though. He's just hitting Yang. Alright, well, I can't let Yang die. Before I cast this. So we'll proliferate. Might as well, Yang. Might as well, sir. Alright, that's not the worst thing in the world. That is so not the worst thing in the world. This Flux Channeler is pretty good. Like, I'm actually really surprised in Flux Channeler. I mean, he's at a ton of life, though. So if we go Breeding Pool Nissa upticks, and we have 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, that's a big hit. I think it's the play. So we'll add counters here. This Land of War Elf is getting... Well, yeah, like, we're about to hit them for a lot, but yet we're about to take a big hit back with 10 points of damage with lifelink. So... Do I need mana? Not really, right? Like, I don't need the double mana here. And how much mana am I going to need next turn? Let's see, I can make 2, 4, 5, 7. I mean, I could cast that if this doesn't die. I could always, like, tap, untap, do that sort of thing. Alright, so yeah, I don't actually need the extra... I don't need to make this a forest. I mean, if he wants to block the land, that's fine. I mean, I assume that he has to just smack Nissa here. Okay, so he's just actually just going to stop the most damage that he can with the 6/6 channeler. Or do you have something else going on? Teferi Time Twister. Exile target permanent you control. Okay. So then you'll get to put that back onto the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. That's not horrible. It's definitely not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. So we won't have the mana that I want to have next turn thanks to him having the ability to kill Nissa here. But that's okay because next turn we actually get to Magistrate Scepter, and then, or do I just mobilize District Swing? Oh, enter the God Eternals. Otay, opponent. You gotta get sideways though, opponent. Ooh, wow. He's getting serious here. Is this at Nissa? No. Oh, it is at Nissa. Okay, that's at Nissa, that's at me. So are we just dead next turn? I think so. Without having some type of reach. We're just done. I don't see any reason to do pretty much anything other than just try to swing at our opponent. Yeah, this hurts. This hurts. Can't kill him. Can't stop this from hitting me in the air. That's game. Got beat by Dreadhorde Invasion. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Alright. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. If you're worried about the spot removal with your animated lands, just run white and Tomik. I think if you're really worried about spot removal, then probably shouldn't play Nissa. Like, then every Nissa deck I see ends up playing, like, you ended up, if you ramp out that Nissa, you don't have mana that game, right? Like, you have mana, but you don't have lands. And most of the good Nissa decks are decks that Nissa's the top of the curve, right? So, let's see. Deep Root Elite, Dreadhorde Invasion. What? Right? I mean, you need what? A Merfolk to enter the battlefield for Deep Root Elite to go off? I don't know how much I can get behind that. I don't know if I like Deep Root Elite in that. But maybe it's fine. And beat us. Deep Root Elite didn't beat us, but we got beat. Spell Pierce seems okay. Yeah, I think I have to have Spell Pierce. There's no removal in this deck, right? Like, the only removal we have access to is Incongruity, or Blast Zone. I mean, maybe I'll take out a forest. Actually, I'm going to take out 2 islands, not a forest, because I want that Lana Werewolf on turn 1. What's our count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can't count Hinterland Harbor, comes in tap. Yeah, so I can't take out a forest, or we're way too off on the Land of War on 1. So we'll take out these. I think I still want Mobilized District. I'm just going to risk that. I think I can take out the Magistrate Scepter. This is cool and all, but it's going to cost me 7 mana spread out over multiple turns to actually get this with a single counter on it, so that I can start proliferating and doing things like that. Excuse me, chat. I think we bring in the Incongruities just because we don't have other really good choices. I'm going to take out Kiora. One commence the end game for Kazmina. I'm gonna roll with it like this. I wanted Bond of Flourishing really bad. Maybe actually I need to bring in Narset's Reversal, because Narset's Reversal would it's the thing to be able to take an extra turn. I understand that. Like if you oh no, we're taking out Sir Eccles WinCon. The deck just showed me it's got other win cons. I don't have to like cheat a Teferi or a Tezzeret on the battlefield with this one. We can just create. I mean, we had a 5/5 Land of War Elf. All right, man. Like the deck can kill something. All right, like the deck has already proven itself to me. I'm actually interested in this deck now. Oh, take that back. I'm actually interested in Flux Channeler now. All right, like so. May not be so interested in the rest of the deck, but I'm interested in Flux Channeler. I'm gonna mulligan this because I don't have a green source. So, tis what it is. We're going to keep this hand and go from there. Breeding pool. I've already got some land. I'm going to put this on the bottom. We'll bring the breeding pool in, tap, and then pass the turn. Turn 2, we can get an Incubation Druid. We do need like Flux Channeler, and then we need some way to start getting +1/+1 counters. I actually like Ying better in the deck, just because Ying will put +1/+1 counters on you, on your creatures for you. Kiora won't really do that. Kiora is more of a 3-mana Land of War Elf than it is anything else. So, I actually like Johnny Appleseed better than I do Kiora in the deck. And, yeah. Trying Simic Ascendancy. That sounds like fun. It does. It sounds like fun. Benefit Biomancer. This is a cool card. I think this card should get a little more play. It's a Merfolk Wizard Mutant. Like, this opens up turn 2 Wizard's Retort. I'm about to get retorted when I cast this Flux Channeler, and you will all see. Although if I block right now, I'm not blocking. I'm not blocking. This is for unzipping Scepter, of, if need be. You got a lot of parts put in to just work on a single part. Like, I don't know. Tis what it is. Well, then it makes sense that because I took the Scepters out, I took the Kiora out. Double cast down. All right, opponent. All right, opponent. I'm just going to not cast anything until I get to commence the endgame mana, so I have more stuff in hand. See? I told you I wasn't going to cast anything until I get to endgame mana. Ever heard of Nexus? Right. See, Nexus is how I would have went with it if I have a Simic ramp deck that runs all the ramp creatures and can make 1,000,000 mana on turn 5. Look, we don't need no Nexus, alright? That's funny. So our opponent actually looted here? Like, his turn 4 was loot, draw, discard a land, play Biomancer? I know, I wasn't supposed to until I got commence the endgame mana, right? But I actually have commenced the endgame mana now, so it's okay, chat. It's okay. Come on, Nissa. Come on, Nissa. Be my girl here. This is the first Planeswalker I ever cast, ladies and gentlemen, was a Nissa. Nissa Vastwood? Vastwood Seer? She could, like, her plus ability was search for Nissa's Chosen. And you had to run Nissa's Chosen in the deck, right? So, Nexus of unzipping your Scepter. You guys. Oh, what has my chat become? We're so toxic. I don't know. It's okay. I'm alright. I'm alright with it. You guys are all cool. Origins Nissa. She was one of the first 3 walkers you ever pulled from a pack. See, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I actually want to commence here before I attack so I can see what else I have. Um, so we can waste 5 mana, cast Yang and Incubation Druid. If I don't attack. If I attack, he double blocks 1, we get through for 3. I don't want him to. I don't want him to do that. Alright. Pass the turn. Your go, opponents. Hey, he's probably got like Vraska's Contempt or something that can deal with all this. We're not looking too horrible. Yeah. Scoop it up, big boy. So what's this combo, Sir Eccles? Oh my god, Garrick. Yeah, Garrick. Where did he go? Right? Like, he got infected by Liliana of the Veil. Of the cursed veil, and then she put the veil curse on Garrick. Garrick turned green-black, went off on a hunt, and was supposed to be chasing Liliana across the multiverse. I don't know what the hell happened to Garrick. I miss Garrick. You never forget your first. Aww. I mean, at least that's what Madness has been told, right? Bad joke. I'm sorry, Madness. It's okay if you turn the lights off now. Why don't we change here? Let's say I don't need Finale of Revelation. I'll bring in a Magistrate Scepter. Keep proliferating Scepter 3 times and make one dude rinse and repeat. Gotcha. I get how it works because you never have to lose the Scepter. The problem with it is you still gotta live to be able to cast the 7 mana Cleansar or the planar thingy. That's easier said than done, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that, serious. That ain't the easiest thing in the world. I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of mana though. Oh, yes. Thank you. You actually lead it before I got there. Just as I was reading it, like, it just disappeared. Space Marine can't help it. He's like, what? That's blocked? Or if it was Jace, doesn't, or if Jace doesn't skedaddle, he was going to go after him next. Jace is then proceeded to do the smartest thing he's ever done and got out of dodge. Right, wasn't there one point where the storyline was supposed to make Jace and Liliana like a couple, and then politics happened, I guess. Well, you throwing away, opponent? Huh? Draw your card. And then discard a card. So he's basically roaming the multiverse, looking for planeswalkers to hunt. WotC did say they have plans for him in the near future. I know Jace is with Vraska now. Oh, come on, says Space Marine. Yeah. Yep. Turns out YouTube don't like that word either. Space Marine's like, I'm not even going to be able to talk in this damn chat. I kind of want to play land Incubation Druid opt here. Maybe we should have played opt first. I don't know. Only reason why he's with Vraska is because he lost his memory, so I guess he's out of the Gatewatch. No, he got his memory back during the time he was with Vraska, and during that time he actually, not only did he remember things, but he actually remembered everything that Alhemerit had locked away from him when he was a young boy. Apparently in the storyline, when Jace was a young boy, he used to walk around and just, oh, I didn't cast op. What a punt. What a punt. Alright, so we're going to play Tamiyo. I can still cast op, though. I wasn't going to be able to swing anyway. What do we want? I actually want Johnny Apple. What? Johnny Appleseed's not a card? Whatever. This is actually the card I want, right? Like, it doesn't just give me +1/1 counters. Yep, I want Yang. We did throw a plane-wide celebration in the grave, though. just stay in zip like this whole time. I'm just not going to say nothing else. It's Johnny, you misspelled. You got me. You guys got me. Tamiyo takes the hit. She's a beast. She can take it. Deep Root Elite. Alright, so I mean he's got some merfolk here. Hey, I'm not gonna forget this time, chat. We're gonna cast that opt. Look, we're Tamiyo'd out, y'all. Like, although I didn't really want to land either. Although I guess land could be alright. I think I'm going to call him Nissa. Right? Like, isn't that what I want more than most things? Is just a Nissa? I thought Johnny didn't look right. Depends on where you're from. That's how my brother spells his name. His name's Johnny. But then again, we ain't the brightest bunch. I wish I could play one more land this turn. I really, really do. So I think I'm going to play Flux Channeler. Let's call Nissa. Who's Shake of the World. Got her. Got her. So there's like a slight punt here. If I would have done this with a forest, I actually would have been able to cast the Flux Channeler this turn. But I didn't, so therefore I cannot. I can still get the Incubation Druid down. I don't think that there's any other reason to not go ahead and play that. I'm actually trying to protect my forest and protecting the mobilized district. I don't want to maximize the mobilized district until I've actually already made it a creature, and then I want to uptick it. So, let's talk about this deck a little bit. This deck seems like it's really, really good. like really good. Seems like if you play a deck with Opt, Land of War Elf, Incubation Druid, Tameo, Nissa who shakes the world, that alone seems pretty good, right? Oh, Simic Ramp. Yeah, tier 1 deck. Modern, nope, freeform. So, like, if you look at the tier 1 strategy, right? The tier 1 deck, like, instead of Op, they've got Growth Spiral, Land of War Elves, Incubation Druid, Tameo, Nissa who shakes the world, and so on and so forth, right? Like, these are all really, really good cards. So that explains a lot about why we can just play this deck and still just take wins, right? Dragon Lord, man, take care, sir. Like, stay safe. Get some liquids down you. You know, especially if you're burning up and stuff, and you're gonna be sweating. Like, don't dehydrate. It's always important. Drink water. Take Motrin. Change your socks. Have a good day. See you in the morning. Call Doc. You better be at formation in the morning. Oh man, that was sickness in the military right there. Here, change your socks. Take Motrin. Right? You're so glad Thorny still sees play. He was one of the few people who backed him when he first got released. Thorny? Thorn Lieutenant? Is that who we're talking about? I don't know. But all in all, man, like, Yang actually was really, really good with Flux Channeler. I like these two cards together, especially when you're casting turn 1 Land of War Elf and you can get this Channeler in on turn 2. Yeah, there's some really, really good stuff around that. I don't really think this Magistrate Scepter is exactly what you need, but if you're trying to do the take infinite turns thing, like you're talking about making a 6 cards. You're talking about making 6 cards do what Nexus of Fate will do with four copies, or possibly even 3 copies. So it's a huge chunk, right? But all in all, the deck performed, right? Like, we took it out, like, in a vacuum, just said, hey, we're gonna go run 1 game with it. Let's see how it does. And the deck performed. So there's not a lot I can say about it, Sir Eccles, other than thank you, right? That was a lot of fun. I'm sorry we didn't get to combo off and do some crazy shenanigans, but yeah, just there you go. It's also just a Proliferate deck, and Proliferate seems okay. It makes me want to play with like a pure Proliferate deck now that it's not worried about doing any type of shenanigans other than just putting +1/+1 counters and Proliferate. I think if I built one though, it would have to have Flux Channeler and Yang in it though. So Johnny Appleseed might be my new favorite Proliferate thing. Yeah, Commence the Endgame actually seemed really good. Like, if I was to do anything with this deck, it would be, and I know, I'm killing you with this, right? It would be make these cards more competitive, right? Yeah, Flux Channeler would be, I would keep that in the deck. Actually, it would be make these cards more competitive. I don't know how much I like Kiora or not, but the one thing the deck felt like it was missing was some type of removal. So if I could like slide some removal, Unsummons Coming, stuff like that. Especially if I could slide any other Proliferate or +1/+1 counter mechanics or anything like that in those spots, that I would probably be all about that, right? Like, yeah, even a Mask, because it produces a +1/+1 counter creature. All in all, those Sir Eccles, I like this one. This one was good. I had a lot of fun with this one. All right. So let's close this out. Now let's go look at some spoilers. I know you guys want to see some spoilers, right? So let's go to MTG Salvation. All right. So I got asked the other day why I don't use Scryfall. And I tried to use Scryfall earlier today, and Scryfall actually didn't have a lot of the spoilers up that were already available. So I ended up back on MTG Salvation just so I could see the day's spoilers. So that's one of the reasons I use MTG Salvation. So we actually got to see like the rest of the Planeswalker deck cards over the weekend. So that was fairly cool. All right, so we've got some new cards. Last one that I talked about was Lewis Scott Vargas's Thunderkin Awakener. This card's pretty good. Another piece to our Elemental deck. That's going to be pretty good. God's Willing. Oh man, this card. Target creature you control gains protection from color of your choice until end of turn. Scry 1. This was around back in what, Theros block, when we had heroic mechanics, and it was pretty good. Like, it really, really was. Feather is going to be all about this card. Oh my goodness, Feather is going to be all about this card. Well, you're going to have to use them or someone else's. MTG Salvation shuts down on July 8th. What? Well, I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that streamers talking about other streamers' cards is kind of one of those topics. Some people are like, "Man, you're talking about cards that other streamers are trying to spoil and taking away from their views." And if you've got a channel big enough that you're getting spoilers, I'm not taking away your views. All right. This is so good for Feather because of things like things that exile. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Feather's going to eat this card up, dude. This will be like with this card, the Feather deck will not need to be Jeskai whatsoever. One of my favorite reasons to have the Feather deck to be Jeskai right now is Dive Down, just because sometimes you need to protect against like a Vraska's Contempt or something like that, and Dive Down works really good. But if Feather all of a sudden become protected from black, then yeah, this card's going to be real. Welcome back, I guess. Welcome back to Standard. You haven't been out of Standard long. Apostle of Purifying Light. 1 and a white for a 2/1. Protection from black. Exile target card from a graveyard. Just pay 2. Let me get that. Let me get that too. Yep, let me get that one too. Apostle of Purifying Light. I like how he's just walking through the darkness with his bubble, right? Anyway, he should have been a vampire cleric. Nah, we need Bushido to return. Banding? Oh, don't. I didn't even play when banding was a thing, but from what I understand, it was bad. Eugene just got a whole lot better, folks. How'd Eugene get better? What? What am I missing? All right. Drakista. Maul of Flames. Drakuseth? Alright, so it's Drakuseth, right? Drakuseth? Or is it Drakuseth? Is it Drakuseth or Drakuseth? Flavor text. Alright, we'll jump to flavor text before we actually read the card. Sure. Spread out, you idiots. Spread out. That's Marsden party leader's last words. Drakusith. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that pronunciation. Drakusith. You just want it to be a Sith, that's all. Alright, so we've got a 7 mana 7/7 dragon, legendary creature, flying, and whenever it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to up to 2 other targets. that can be 3 damage to your face, or 1 damage, 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. So 3 here, 3 there. Wow. 4 to your face. I'll kill your Llanowar Elf and your Incubation. Oh my goodness. This card's pretty good. It's definitely on the list of cards I want to be able to like cheat back into play. I don't want to pay 7 mana for a card. I don't want to pay 7 mana for a card. Like, the card's got to be stupid good. This is no Glorybringer, guys. Back off that. This is definitely no Glorybringer. At least he's not as splashable as Glorybringer. This thing's nothing like Glorybringer, right? Glorybringer. Could we forget about Zatalpa for a reanimation? I don't know. Are we gonna be Mardu Reanimator? Zatalpa, this guy, and the demon? Maybe. Let's see here. Like, okay, so Glorybringer had this haste effect, right? Like you could have nothing and top deck a Glorybringer, and bam, you've killed something and you've hit them in the face with a 4/4. This doesn't have haste. Like, this is gonna come down, wait for a Vraska's Contempt, or wait for a mass manipulation, and then you're gonna get to do something. Like, no haste hurts. The fact that we're in a world with a bazillion ramp means that this could still get some play, right? The card is really, really powerful. I'm not going to deny that. This card, who's going to play any of the cards that would give this riot? This card alone is not good enough to make me want to put Rhythm of the Wild or 4 mana Domri in my deck. This card's not good enough to make me want to play red-green, although there's a red-green deck out there that's currently good enough to make me want to play red-green by itself, and it doesn't have that Domri or Rhythm of the Wild in it. So, you're like me. I'll do it. I'll do it. Glorybringer was a pushed card. Glorybringer was a broken card that... You're a modern guy. Like, does Glorybringer show up in modern Space Marine? Getting this with the bond that gives haste seems good. What bond that gives haste? What are you talking about, a bond that gives haste? Bond of Revival? What? Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until your next turn. This is a card? I didn't know this was a card. I mean, 5 minutes, it's a little much, but I mean, I prefer 4 mana for my Unburial Rights, but 5 minutes playable. Alright. Maybe. Space Marine says Ponza might play it sometimes, but it's not really modern playable, right? Because you got to be something as good as like Teferi to be modern playable, right? Yeah. Check out Blood of Bones as well. Yeah. We spoiled Blood of Bones here a few nights ago. That's one of the new spoilers. That's 4 mana. That's 4 mana for a. Yeah, I didn't. I should have done spoilers last season. I would have known about this card. Yeah. Anyway, that's your new spoilers. I'll probably go over these 3 again tomorrow during our afternoon spoiler video. So yeah, I mean, Brought Back is a card. I think this card's going to be broken. I really think this card is going to be broken. Like, this card will make people want, like, you know what? I'm going to downtick my Teferi and bounce that thing, and then, you know what? I'm swinging in with this stuff anyway. You can only block one of them. Whichever one dies, I'll just bring it back when I bring my Teferi back. Or downtick Teferi, downtick something else. You lose a couple planeswalkers. You cast this. You bring those planeswalkers back. You use them again. Oh, this is gonna be mean. What about the Boar God? The Boar God's pretty good. Ilharg, Drakosith is still a pretty good card. Swing, kill 3 dudes, or burn the opponent in the face. No, you can't burn the opponent in the face for 11. Oh, yes, you can, because you can hit him for 7 and then deal 4. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not technically burning him, but whatever. Yeah. It's still a lot. You hit him for 7 and plus 4 more, and then yeah. Does the dragon have to hit himself? Like, if your opponent has nothing on the battlefield, does this dragon have to hit himself? Whenever it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target, and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. So has to hit the opponent, and has to. That's it. Has to hit the opponent. That's it. Well, if the opponent's got hexproof, it has to hit himself or me, right? Like, so if our opponent had no creatures on the battlefield and our opponent had Leyline of Sanity on the battlefield, so he had hexproof, or he had the Planeswalker that gives hexproof. Like, it's not the Wanderer, it's like Teo or whatever. So your opponent's got hexproof, you can't target them. You have to deal 4 damage to a target, right? So you either have the dragon deal 4 damage to itself, you take 4 damage, and then you get to swing for 4. I mean, if our opponent's got nothing else on the battlefield, the dragon just takes 4 to himself, right? It's a dragon. Combat damage counts as burn. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Especially with this one. If this one's combat isn't burning someone, then the flavor text is just straight BS. Red Elemental Ramp probably plays this turn 3. Okay. But then Thud. Right, Skylar? Skylar! Nice Liliana shirt. They're going to love that at F&M, dude. You guys post all kinds of crap over on the MTG, or on the Sideboard MTG subreddit. Like, so, yeah. I love it, though. Just as long as it's about Magic, just post away, guys. Like, if you've got content you're putting out, if you got some decks you want to talk about, if you're brewing, if you just want to pull up a post and ask some questions or something like that, as long as it's Magic related, have at it. Space Marine, we will remove your stuff for profanity. Like, we do that around here. If it can't be said on like NBC, right? I don't know. NBC says some serious stuff anymore, especially late night. Float 2 white, play Lotus Field, sack your other 2 lands, brought back the lands. Oh my goodness. Into play, turn 4 mono white can get 6 mana. Oh my god, did that say non? I thought it said non-land. Oh my god. Alright, so turn 3, float 2 white, play Lotus Field, sack the 2 lands, use the 2 white, brought back 2 lands. They'll enter tap, play another land on turn 4. You've got 6 mana on turn 4. Oh my goodness. In white, nonetheless. I don't use Reddit anyway. Too many liberals and well, we're not very liberal or conservative around here, so we leave politics out of most things. However, lately the politicians have been trying to get into our Magic with trying to ruin video games in disguise as saving video games. Yeah. We're gonna save the video game world by getting rid of the loot boxes. By the way, we're gonna get rid of all the video games because of the wording of our laws. Seriously, go read the crap. Like, as much as I want to be for that bill because I want to get rid of surprise mechanics, I couldn't help it. As much as I want to get rid of surprise mechanics, just like you do, and like pay to win services and things like that, that bill just needs to be reworded before it can be passed. So yeah. Didn't Mono White get a 1 mana Lockston type angel? Dear goodness. Yes. Yes, they did, actually. If you can convoke 4 flyers and pay 1 white, you can get that angel onto the battlefield. Yes. No. Not a 1/1 flying vigilance. We're talking the Seraph Sky's Blade. Seraph Sky's Blade is like a 7/7 angel, and other flying creatures you control get indestructible. Yeah, good stuff. Like, so there's some stuff up there. Just keep politics out of my gaming. I'm with you, Space Marine, man. I really wish they would. But the problem is corporations and money are involved in gaming, which means the government's going to be like, ooh, why isn't our hand in that cookie jar? Well, if we write this law that'll really piss some of these big AAA companies off, they'll pay us off, and then our hand will be in that cookie jar too. You think that angel is going to hurt? I think that angel is going to be definitely playable in the blue-white flyers deck. There's too many good 1-drop flyers right now that you can turn 1 flyer, turn 2 flyer, turn 3 flyer, and the angel. Yeah, because you can tap creatures with summoning sickness to pay for that angel. Yeah. You're talking about you can turn 3 that angel in a blue-white flyers deck. It's pretty good. The problem with that deck though is it's going to have so many like little small dudes that it's going to need some kind of anthem. There's a lot of anthems for it though. Like don't we still have favorable winds floating around? All right, guys. That's going to just about do it for tonight's show. I hope everyone had a lot of fun. Remember, you guys want to post your decks. I can no longer stream on Sundays, but you're still going to get your 5 days a week. So that's we're talking about Seraph Skyblade, and she's printed on this card right here, right? She's quoted. We're still going to be streaming 5 days a week, or videos will be out 5 days a week. 4 days of streaming and then 1 video a week. Probably stream multiple times a day, a lot of those days, but for right now, that's what I can commit to. My Sundays have become a little taxed, and by the time I get a chance to do things on Sunday, I just don't feel like it. So subscriber day is now going to be on Mondays, which actually works pretty well. So like if you guys post your decks on Mondays, they seem to show up better on Mondays. Anyway, so go over to the Sideboardmtg subreddit, post your decks. If you're posting a deck for the streamer event, try to put it in the title that this is a M20 deck or Corset 2020 deck. Just make sure that it's clear that it's a 2020 deck. And other than that, that's about all I've got for tonight, guys. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for submitting your decks. Thanks for everything, guys. I mean it. I couldn't do this without, or wouldn't do this without you, because it'd be pointless, right? I'd just be sitting here and talking to myself like some weird dude. All right. Madness, I sent you a link to an article explaining why MTG Salvation is shutting down. All right, I will read that, Madness. Thank you very much. Other than that, everybody, I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time. That's right, I'm going back to that out. That's right. I like how we closed the videos out, and I changed it and didn't like it. So we're going back to I had fun. I hope you had fun. That's all I've got for tonight, guys. We'll see you next time.